Should straight people be allowed and permitted into LGBT spaces? This was the topic of a conversation I was a part of while teaching intercultural communications at community college. I am Colin Hoffman, a social science communicator applying research perspectives to better understand ourselves and the world around us. So for the last 15-20 minutes of every class session, we would usually debrief and have a discourse with an entire roundtable of all students sharing their own experiences, worldviews, perspectives, ideas, and questions on a particular topic. This particular day, it was the topic of gay bars and LGBT exclusive spaces and the permissivity of cisgender or heterosexual individuals to be able to go into those spaces. So some of the social science mechanics in play here are in-group and out-group mechanics. In this case, the group would be individuals identifying as lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and beyond, and those that do not. This would tend to be people that were cisgender, their gender conforming to their sex that they'd been assigned at birth, as well as heterosexual people attracted to the opposing gender along the spectrum. So some of the attitudes and positions that we were hearing that were pro an exclusive space for LGBT individuals was that of social safety and security. In spaces like that, one could more safely assume that there are potential dating partners that conform to what they're looking for intimate partnerships. This could be dating, this could be courting, this could be hookups, this could be anybody looking for more longer-term partners. When you can narrow down, there's a much higher likelihood that somebody of this particular gender at that bar would also be attracted to one's own gender. There also were attitudes of expression and tolerance, where an individual may be more inclined to feel freedom to be more expressive with however gay, lesbian, bisexual, flamboyant that one would like to be, and have it be tolerated within a community space. One aspect of learning as well in people going into LGBT spaces would be that of learning, exploration, self-discovery, of being able to ask questions of, has anyone else tried this? What would this particular emotion be called? What would this particular paradigm, dynamic, relationship, kink, fetish be called? Are there others like this? Where would one be able to get resources and community to begin exploring aspects that are very near and dear to ourselves? One other concept we may keep in mind in LGBT spaces is that not everybody is out. There are members that would be closeted within the normative space, within their normal lifestyle, and then in a very exclusive LGBT space, feel free to be able to express themselves, to find intimate partners, and to be able to have a safe space to explore that while differentiating and compartmentalizing it from their mainstream lifestyle. So social safety, tolerance, expression, exploration were all aspects of being pro-exclusive in-group for LGBT spaces to be more exclusive to individuals of that particular group. So some of these concepts coming to mind in listening to this conversation was that it is always somebody's first time at a gay bar. It would always be somebody's first time after having been married their entire life or what they had thought had been straight and began discovering their own sexuality, began asking questions, began seeking out like-minded individuals to go to a gay bar for the first time. Should that person be allowed into an LGBT exclusive space? Another aspect of straight people going into LGBT spaces can maybe that of allyship or solidarity. For marginalized communities, coming out to one's co-workers, friends, family may be met with resistance, opposition, or outright aggression. If a straight individual is accompanying their sibling, their brother or sister who had just come out to their family, to their first time to a gay bar, so they have someone in their corner, they have someone rooting for them, someone affirming and supporting them, should this person be allowed in a gay bar, in an LGBT space, even if they are cisgender or heterosexual? Something else to consider for those of us in LGBT spaces is that of our own subjective bias on what straight, lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender may present as, may look like. Somebody may, to our eyes, be straight presenting, even if they are gay, lesbian, or bisexual and beyond. Somebody may seem cisgender, but in actuality are transgender, presenting as masculine, presenting as feminine. Most likely with this question, with this posit of should straight people be allowed into LGBT spaces, the answer is not yes or no. It is somewhere in between, as with many quandaries of the human condition. So some of the behaviors that we could keep abreast of our mind in going into these community exclusive spaces, or even mixed group spaces of LGBT and non-LGBT individuals would be to be courteous. Courtesy is something that we can show to strangers. Courtesy is something that we can show to people we've been co-workers with years and had no idea they were a member of this particular community. We can also go forth with curiosity when encountering somebody that does not fit our particular definition, our particular worldview of what straight, of what gay, of what bi, of what trans may look like or present as. It is fine to go forth with curiosity rather than critique. There are also senses of companionship, whether we are L's, G's, B, T's, anywhere from straight to ally to questioning to exploring. This is a space where we, as in us, as in we want to keep this space safe. We want to keep this space having fun. We want to keep this space clean and make sure that we all have a communal effort in regarding each other as compatriots in that particular setting. In that moment, we are we inside that building, inside that particular space. We are keeping each other safe. We have each other's backs. We also know through social science that through intercultural spaces, this builds and breeds social tolerance. Whether one is or not a member of the LGBT community, being around those spaces, having an awareness that they exist, being around, working with, even seeing individuals of those identities represented in media gives us a broader worldview and does not surprise us when we encounter it in person. Now, for members of the LGBT community, there is typically a 90% chance that most of the people interacted with on a daily basis are of the majority are going to be straight. So there is already an intercultural advantage that members of the LGBT community have in having social tolerance for straight culture, for cisgender culture.